Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, or if you happen to see some of my very earlier videos, I kind of really started getting a following when I made videos that showed how to change game modes based on an area you were in. Now, my original way of doing it is that when you're in a particular area, you are in a particular game mode. When you move out of that area and you cross over into another area, you then get switched into game mode, and then you kind of move on. Now, that required 2 command blocks per area to do. Okay, so basically what I've come up with is a pretty nifty scoreboard based version of that, where you can only add 1 command block to specify an area. So at the moment, as you can see, I am in creative. Now when I get into 1 block radius of this red block, you'll see I'm now in adventure mode. Okay, I'm in adventure mode. The moment I cross this yellow line, you'll see I'll then be in survival mode. So now I can start breaking things again. The moment I cross back into the blue line, I am in adventure mode. When I cross out, I'm in survival mode. Okay, a bit more of a practical or more useful one is, let's say I want to cross this area over here, and you want to put the player into spectator mode, but you don't want them to be able to have free reign. So while they're within this red frame, so if they stay within this red frame, they will be in spectator mode. The moment they move out of this red frame, they will be put back into survival mode. So let me just show you. So I'm going to go, let me just do an F5. So if I go over, you'll see there I'm now in spectator mode, and I can fly. The moment I go over, okay, you'll see the moment I go out of this red area, I'll go back into survival mode, and then I'll go back into spectator mode. So if I now move over this side, you'll see I'm back in survival mode. So I just made this so that I can easily get back to it. Right, so it's a cool and clever way to get players to be able to actually fly or spectate mobs only in a certain area. So if I were to go out on this side, well, okay, and I'm gonna die. Okay. So how this will actually be of practical use is that, as you can see, I am in survival mode. So this map will mostly be played in survival mode. It's kind of like a broadly speaking, a type of ant farm type map with challenges. So as you can see, I'm in survival mode, and I can actually break things, and I can break items and break blocks and so forth, and I can kind of place blocks as well, place them down. Let me just quickly get out of here. Okay, but I don't necessarily want that to be at every single spot. So as you can see on the right hand side, I've got this running that just tells me what mode I am in, just so that I can see when I'm changing. For example, when I'm at the base is for multiple players. So the moment I cross this threshold, you will see that I'm now in adventure mode. Okay, and if I cross out of it, I am in survival mode. Okay, so as you can see, I can't actually do anything. I can't break anything. I can't take anything. So yeah, so this is, you know, kind of my area. So this is kind of where this will come into its own, is by very easily setting up these areas. Now, it's just 1 command block that actually does that. Okay, so here is how it works. Now, first off, I'm running a full clock. So what you see over here, these commands are being run 20 times a second. The clock starts in that corner over there, running down and across. Okay, very important, the order. If you get this order wrong, it won't work. Okay, so first off, this is the beginning of the actual set of commands, and this is the end. The first thing I'm doing is I'm removing 1 from a scoreboard objective called mode. Now that is scoreboard, objectives, add mode. Okay, and it's a dummy. And it's a dummy mode. Okay. Right, so I'm constantly removing 1 from the dummy score. Okay, and that is for all players. So scoreboard players remove at all anybody who has a minimum score of 1. So I have at least 1 for mode. I'm going to be removing 1 from them. At the moment, you can see my mode is set as 0 because I don't have a mode score. The one in the end, so these 2 are the most important ones. The one in the end, what it will do is it's going to set the game mode for any player who has a minimum mode score of 1 and a maximum mode score of 1. It's going to set them to survival mode. Okay, so when they have 1 on the mode, it'll set them to survival score, for survival. Right, so now we have these areas. Okay, so we've got this little cuboid. Well, this is just a radius area over here, and then we've got this dimension area over here. Now, how that works is if we go and have a look at mode 2. Which one is this one that runs mode 6? Is it this one over here? Yep. Okay. Cool. So, basically, what's going to happen is when a player is within a 1 block radius of those coordinates, which is that coordinates over there, that little red block. Okay. What's going to happen is I'm going to be adding 2 to their mode score. Okay, it'll make sense in a moment why I'm adding 2. So if I want that player to be in adventure mode, I'm going to be adding 2 to their mode score. Okay, so here's going to happen a bit of maths. Okay, so this over here removes 1, so it runs around, it runs across. If I enter a particular area, 1 will be removed from my score. The next thing that's going to happen in the same tick, I'm then going to get 2 added to my mode score. So the mode score on the right will get 2 added to it. Okay, when it gets to the end here, it's going to set my score to survival if my mode is exactly 1, but it's not. It's set to 2, so I will not be set to survival. Okay. However, over here, what will happen is my game mode will be set to 2 if my mode score is at least a minimum 2 and no more than 2. I'll get the adventure mode. Okay, so this is going to happen. I step into the area, 2 gets added to my score, so it's now 2. This command block over here, because I am 2, will now set my mode to adventure mode. When it gets to the end here, because I'm not 1, it will ignore me and it'll keep me in game mode 2. Okay. Then this is going to kick off again. Now it's going to remove 1 from my score. Okay, so my score is 2. 1 gets removed from that score, and it's now 1. Because I'm still in that area, 2 gets added to my score, so my score is now 3. Because my score is now 3 and not exactly 2, my mode is not going to get changed again. So I'm not going to constantly get that message that says mode change, mode change, mode change. That's not going to happen. Okay, I'm going to carry on. Because I'm not 1, my mode's not going to change. I'm going to come back again. 1 is going to be removed from my score. My mode is now 2 because remember it was 3 before. Okay, it was 3 before. It's now going to be 2. Because I'm in that area, 2 is going to be added to my score. So it's then going to take me up to 4. Because I'm 4, it's not going to change my mode, blah, 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 blah. So it carries on. The moment I move out of that area, okay, let's say my score is 3. I move out of that area. It's going to go across. It's then going to remove 1 from my score. It means I'm now got a score of 2. Because I'm not in that area, it's not going to add me. My score is still 2, so it will change my mode back to adventure mode, but it's only going to do it once. Okay? When I get here, because I'm not equal to 1, it's not going to set it to adventure mode. Then the clock is going to tick again. It's going to remove 1 from my score. Because I'm not in the area, 1 is not going to be added to it. So my mode is now 1. And when I reach the end here, I will then be put into survival mode because I'm exactly 1. The clock's going to tick, it's going to remove 1, I'm now set to 0. Because I'm not 1, it will then not change my mode. So I will only ever have this mode changing message once or twice. So you'll see, look at that. There. So I get it twice when I move out and once when I move in. Okay, now it works exactly the same for spectator mode, except now if I just game mode 1, game mode 1, except that I'm actually adding more to the score. Okay, so if I'm in that like a cuboid area like that, okay, I'm actually going to be adding 6 to my mode. So the first time it ticks and I'm in that area, my score is 0, okay, because I'm in survival mode. My score is 0. When it detects I'm in that area, it's going to add 6 to my score. So I now have a mode score of 6. The reason I skip 4 and 5 is so that I bypass being put into adventure mode. Okay, so it kind of like hops over it. So what I've got over here, so alright, so it removes 1 from my score. If I'm 0, it then adds 6, so my mode score is now 6. Then this command block over here kicks in, that says change anybody to game mode 3 who has a minimum score of 6. Okay, so and a maximum score of 6. So it's going to then change me into spectator mode. It's then going to go around, remove 1 from my score. My score is then 5. Because I'm in that area, it then adds 6 to my score, which then gives me a score of 11. Okay, because it's not 2, because it's not 6, because it's not 1, my mode won't change. And then the whole thing just continues until I move out of that space, where I will then get it removed until I get back into survival mode. I know that sounds very, very complicated, but it's very, very, very simple. Once you've got these set up, all it takes is one command block. I can just copy and paste this command block and say, fine, if I want, let's make, sorry, I'm sniffing, I've got a bit of a cold. So let's say if I want this command over here, this block over here. So if I go set block, if I want this block over here to set my mode to adventure mode. So let me just quickly set that over here. All I need to do is take the coordinates. Let's make it 2. Okay. All I do is I copy this command block. Okay. And I just remove the coordinates like so. Add in my new coordinates, and that is it. I am done. So the moment I come within a 2 block radius of that, you'll see that it now changes my game mode, and I'm in adventure mode. Okay, I probably need to just, oops, like so. Okay, you'll see I'm now in adventure mode. Okay, right. So that is really how easy it is to do. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will catch you all later.